Rise, the Savior, see your refuge. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. So, as you all know, we want to read from Genesis to Revelation. And now we are currently on First Samuel. So, I will pray before I start today's reading today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from all evil, for thine is the kingdom, power, and amen. So, guys, I want to look for the place I stopped yesterday so I can continue from there. I usually mark it though. So, yes. So First Samuel, I stopped at First Samuel chapter 12. So I'll be starting from First Samuel chapter 13. Against Philistine. Saul picked 3,000 men, keeping 2,000 of them with him in Michmash, and in the hill country of Bethel, and sending 1,000 with his son Jonathan to Gibeah, the territory of the tribe of Benjamin. The rest of the men Saul sent to. Jonathan killed the Philistine commander in Gibeah, and all the Philistines heard about it. Then Saul sent messengers to call the Hebrews to war by blowing a trumpet throughout the whole country. All the Israelites were told that Saul has killed the Philistines commander, and that the Philistines hated them. So the people answered the call to join Saul at Gilgal. The Philistines assembled to fight the Israelites. They had 13,000 war chariots, 6,000 horsemen, and as many soldiers as there are grains of sand on the seashore. They went to Michmash east of Beth-aven and camped there. Then they launched a strong attack against the Israelites, putting them in a desperate situation. Some of the Israelites hid in caves and holes or among the rocks or in pits and wells. Others crossed the river Jordan into the territory of Gad and Gilead. Saul was still at Gilgal, and the people with him were trembling with fear. He waited 7 days for Samuel. As Samuel has instructed him to do. But Samuel still have not come to Gilgal. The people begin to disperse. So, okay. So still at. Samuel. Samuel 13. Then the people were this. He offered, okay. So still at Gilgal and the other with him. What is on this? Eight to 12. Saul was still at Gilgal, and the people with him were trembling with fear. He waited 7 days for Samuel, as Samuel has instructed him to do. But Samuel still had not come to Gilgal. The people began to desire Saul. So he said to them, "Bring me the burnt sacrifice and the fellowship sacrifice." He offered a burnt sacrifice, and just as he was finishing, Samuel arrived. Saul went out to meet him and welcomed him. But Samuel said, "What have you done?" Saul answered, "The people were deserting me, and you have not come when you said you would. Besides besides that, the Philistines are gathering at Michmash, so I thought the Philistines are going to attack me here in Gilgal, and I have not tried to win the Lord's favor, so I felt I had to offer a sacrifice." That was a foolish thing to do. Samuel answered, "You have not obeyed the command the Lord your God gave you. If you have obeyed, he will have let you and your descendants rule over Israel forever. But now your rule will not continue because you have disobeyed him. The Lord will find a kind one he wants and make him rulers of his people." Samuel left Gilgal and went on his way. The rest of the people followed Saul as he went to join his soldiers. They went from Gilgal to Gibeah in the territory of Benjamin. Saul inspired his troop, about 600 men. Saw his son Jonathan and their men camped in Gibeah in the territory of Benjamin. The Philistine camp was at Michmash. The Philistine soldiers went out on raids from their camp in 3 groups. One group went towards Ophrah in the territory of Shua, another went towards Beth-horon, and the other one went to the border overlooking the valley of Zebon and the wilderness. There were no blacksmiths in Israel because the Philistines, were determined to keep the Hebrews from making swords and spears. The Israelites had to go to the Philistines to get their plows, hoes, axes, and sickles sharpened. The change was one small coin for sharpening axes and for sharpening plows or hoes. And so on the day of battle, none of the Israelite soldiers except Saul and his son Jonathan have sword or spear. The Philistines sent a group of soldiers to defeat the pass of Michmash. 1 Samuel chapter 14. Jonathan's daring deed. Dear is not dear deed. One day Jonathan said to the young man who carried his weapons, "Let's go across the Philistine camp." But Jonathan did not tell his father Saul, who was camping under a pomegranate tree in Migron, not far from Gibeah. He had about 600 men with him. The prince carrying the ephod was Ahijah, the son of Ichabod, brother Ahitob, who was the son of Phinehas and grandson of Eli, the priest of the Lord in Shiloh. The men did not know that Jonathan has left. In the pass of Michmash, which Jonathan have to go through to get over to the Philistine camp, one on each side of the pass. One was called Bozez and the other Sina. One was on the south side of the pass facing Michmash and the other was on the south side facing Gibeah. Jonathan said to the young man, "Let's cross over to the camp of those hurting Philistines. Maybe the Lord will help us. If he does, nothing can keep him from giving us the victory, no matter how few of us there are." The young man answered, "Whatever you want to do, I am with you." "All right," Jonathan said, "we will go across and let the Philistines see us. If they tell us to wait for them to come to us, then we will stay where we are. We will stay where we are. But if they tell us to go to them, then we will, because that will be the sign that the Lord has given us victory over them." So they let the Philistines see there, and the Philistines said, "Look, some Hebrews are coming out of whose they have been hiding in." Then they called out to Jonathan and the young man, come on up here. We have something to tell you." Jonathan said to the young man, "Follow me, the Lord has given Israel victory over them." Jonathan climbed up out of the pass on his hands and knees, and the young man followed him. Jonathan attacked the Philistines and knocked them down, and the young man killed them. In that first slaughter, Jonathan and the young man killed about 20 men in an area of about a quarter of a hectare. All the Philistines in the countryside were terrified. The raiders and the soldiers in the camp trembled with fear. The earth shook and there was great panic. The defeat of the Philistines. Saul's men on watch at Gibeah in the territory of Benjamin saw the Philistines running in confusion. So Saul said to his men, "Count the soldiers and find out who is missing." They did so and found out that Jonathan and the young man who carried his weapon were missing. "Bring the ephod here," Saul said to Ahijah the prince. On that day Ahijah was carrying it in front of the people of Israel. As Saul was speaking to the prince, the confusion in the Philistine camp got worse and worse. So Saul said to him, "There is no time to consult the Lord." Then he and his men marched into battle against the Philistines, who were fighting each other in complete confusion. Some Hebrews who have been on the Philistine side and have gone with them to the camp changed side again and joined Saul and Jonathan. Others who have been hiding in the hills of Ephraim had heard that the Philistines were running away, so they also joined in and attacked the Philistines, fighting all the way beyond Beth-aven. The Lord saved Israel that day. Events after the battle. The Israelites were weak with hunger that day, because Saul with a solemn oath has given the order, "A curse be on anyone who eats any food today before I take revenge on my enemies." So nobody have eaten anything all day. They all came into a wooded area and found honey everywhere. The wounds were full of honey, but no one ate any of it because they were all afraid of Saul's curse. But Jonathan had not heard his father's threatening the people with a curse, so he reached out with a stick he was carrying, dipped it in a honey cup and ate some honey. At once he felt much better, but one of the men said, "We are all weak with hunger, but your father threatened us and said, 'A curse be on anyone who eats any food today.'" Jonathan answered, "What a terrible thing my father have done to our people. See how much better I feel because I ate some honey. How much better it would have been today if our people have eaten the food they took when they defeated the enemy. Just think how many more Philistines they would have killed." That day the Israelites defeated the Philistines, fighting all the way from Michmash to Ajalon. agile. By this time, the Israelites were very weak with hunger, and so they rushed over to what they had captured from the enemy, took sheep and cattle, slaughtered them on the spot, and ate the meat with the blood still in it. Saul was told, "Look, the people are sinning against God by eating meat with blood in it. You are traitors." Saul cried out, "Roll a big stone over here to me." Then he gave another order. Go among the people and tell them all to bring their cattle and sheep here. They are to slaughter them and eat them here. They must not sin against the Lord by eating meat with blood in it. So that night they all brought their cattle and slaughtered them there. Saul built an altar to the Lord, the first one that he built. Saul said to his men, "Let's go down and attack the Philistines in the night, plunder them until dawn, and kill them all. Do whatever you think best." They answered, but the prince said, "Let's consult God first." So Saul asked God, "Shall I attack the Philistines? Will you give us victory?" But God did not answer that day. Then Saul said to the leaders of the people, "Come here and find out what sin was committed today. I promise by the living God who gives Israel victory that the guilty one will be put to death, even if he is my son Jonathan." But no one said anything. Then Saul said to them, "All of you stand over here, there, and Jonathan and I will stand over here. Whatever you think best," they answered. Saul said to the Lord, the God of Israel, "Lord, why have you not answered me today? Lord, God of okay. Lord, God of Israel, answer me by the sacred stone." If the guilt is Jonathan's or mine, answer by the Uri. But if it belongs to your people Israel, answer by Tumi. The answer indicated Jonathan and Saul. And the people were cleared. Then Saul said, "Dedicate between my son and me." And Jonathan was indicated. Then Saul asked Jonathan, "What have you done?" Jonathan said, "I ate a little honey with the stick I was holding. Here I am. I am ready to die." Saul said to him, "May God strike me dead if I am not put to death." But the people said to Saul, "Will Jonathan, who won this great battle, who won this great victory for Israel, be put to death? No, we promise by the living God that we will not lose even a hair from his head. What he did today was done with God's help." So the people saved Jonathan from being put to death. After that, Saul stopped pursuing the Philistines and they went back to their own territory. Saul reigned in family. After Saul became king of Israel, he fought against all his enemies everywhere. The people of Moab, of Ammon, and of Edom, the kings of Zobah, and the Philistines. Wherever he fought, he was victorious. He fought heroically and defeated even the people of Amalek. He saved the Israelites from all attack. Saul's sons were Jonathan, Ishvi, and Malchisha. His eldest daughter was named Merab, and the younger one Micha. His wife was Ahiman, the daughter of Ahimaaz. His army commander was his cousin Abner, the son of his uncle Ner. Saul's father Kish and Abner's father near were sons of Abel. As soon as he lived, as long as he lived, Saul had to fight fiercely against the Philistines. So whenever he fought a man who was strong or brave, he would enlist him in his army. First Samuel chapter 15. War against Amalekites. Samuel said to Saul, I am the one whom the Lord sent to anoint you king of his people Israel. Now listen to what the Lord my Almighty says. He is going to punish the people of Amalek because their ancestors opposed the Israelites when they were coming from Egypt. Go and attack the Amalekites and completely destroy everything they have. Don't leave a thing. Kill all the men, women, children, and babies, the cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys. Saul called his force together and inspected them at telling. There were 200,000 soldiers from Israel and 10,000 from Judah. Then he and his men went to the city of Amalek and waited in ambush in a dry river bed. He sent a warning to the Canaanites, a people whom ancestors had been kind to Israel when they came from Egypt. Go away and leave the Amalekites. I will not kill you along with them. So the Canaanites left. Saul defeated the Amalekites fighting all the way from Havilah to Shur, east of Egypt. He captured King Agag of Amalek, Aliv, and killed other people. But Saul and his men spared Agag's life and not kill kill the best sheep and cattle, the best calves and lambs, or anything else that was good. They destroyed only what was useless or worthless. Saul is rejected as king. The Lord said to Samuel, I am sorry that I made Saul king. He hath turned away from me and disobeyed my commands. Saul was angry. Samuel was angry, and all night long he pleaded with the Lord. Early the following morning he went off to find Saul. He heard that Saul has he went to find Saul. He heard that Saul has gone to the town of Carmel, where he had built a monument to himself, and then have gone on to Gilgal. Samuel went up to Saul, who greeted him, saying, The Lord bless you, Samuel. I have obeyed the Lord's command. Samuel asked, Why then do I hear cattle mooing and sheep bleating? Saul answered, My men took them from the Amalekites. They kept the best sheep and cattle to offer as a sacrifice to the Lord your God, and the rest we have destroyed completely. Stop, Samuel ordered, and I will tell you what the Lord said to me last night. Tell me, Saul said. Samuel answered, Even though you consider yourself of no importance, you are the leader of the tribe of Israel. The Lord anointed you king of Israel. And he sent you out with others to destroy those wicked people of Amalek. He told you to fight until you have killed them all. Why Why then did you not obey him? Why did you rush to seize the lot and so do what displeased the Lord? I did obey the Lord, Samuel replied. I went out as me to brought back King Agag and kill all the Amalekites, but my men did not kill the best sheep and cattle that they captured. Instead, they brought them here to Gilgal to offer as a sacrifice to the Lord your God. Samuel said, which does the Lord prefer, obedience or sacrifice? And sacrifice, okay, obedient or offering or and sacrifice. It is better to obey him than to sacrifice the best sheep to him. This is deep. First Samuel 15 verses which does verse 22. Rebelling against him is as bad as witchcraft, and arrogance is as sinful as idolatry. Because you reject the Lord's command, he have rejected you as king. Yes, I have sinned, Saul replied. I disobeyed the Lord's command and your instructions. I was afraid of my men and did what they wanted. But now I beg you, forgive my sins and go back with me so that I can worship the Lord. I will not go back with you, Samuel answered. You rejected the Lord's commands, and you have rejected you as king of Israel. Then Samuel turned to leave, but Saul catch hold of his cloak, and it torn. Samuel said to him, the Lord have turned the kingdom of Israel away from you today, and given it to someone who is a better king. Majesty God does not lie. It does not lie. Does not, where is it? This or change his mind. He is not a man. He does not change his mind. I have sinned, Saul replied. I have sinned, Saul replied, but at least show me respect in front of the leaders of my people and all Israel. Go back with me so that I can worship the Lord your God. So Samuel went back with him and Saul went with the Lord. So obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is sacrifice. How many times